as the Mustangs take on the Daytona State Falcons here in round one of the NJCAAE playoffs. For those of you that have been watching since last semester, you know how playoffs ended for us last year. A national championship and 3 very happy players on this team. Let's meet the group of players that are looking to get really happy at the end of this playoff run. Starting off with Breezy Ethan, who has played incredibly all season long and has really taken charge of this Mustangs roster. Anthony, the defenseman, the offenseman. He's on either side of that ball and all over any opposing team. And Tucker, new to the lineup, his first playoff match as a Mustang, and he's definitely excited about this one. All 3 Mustangs tonight have been absolutely elated in chat as everything gets ready to go here tonight. We are so excited to have you all with us for this, as it's going to be a ride to remember. And things should be getting started here in just a couple of minutes' time as the finishing touches get put on this game. Everyone is ready to go. The stage is set. As I remind the team to add me to the group, it has been a couple of weeks since we played competitive Rocket League. As I am able to get that over to the Rocket League team. I hope you guys are really excited. Daytona State, a team that we have not faced so far this semester, but a team that we are definitely ready to face. The time zones are the same. No messing with the servers. It means that we can get right down to business and get right into some great Rocket League. And some great Rocket League we've had this season, not just in the NJCAAE League, but in the NACE Starlight League on Mondays. Unfortunately, our time in that league has come to an end. Unfortunately, we were unable to make it to the playoffs, but great games nonetheless that have only prepared us more to go up against schools like Daytona State and like our rivals that we've created in the NJCAAE League in the Lackawanna Falcons. That's why I put in the title of the stream that it is the Daytona State Falcons. 2 completely different teams, but these 3 Mustangs, Ethan, Anthony, and Tucker, are definitely ready to go. As we're just getting some things set up currently. All the Mustangs ready to go as we enter into our server. The Mustangs are ready. And I'm just like, I'm jittering. I am so excited. This is my game, Rocket League. And to see these guys play it at such a high level as the Daytona State Falcons enter onto our server is just incredible. And I hope you guys are just as excited as I am about just everything that is about to go down in this game. Everyone is in. Mustangs are ready to go. So are the Daytona State Falcons. 5 minutes of Rocket League coming at you right about now. Mustangs grab a good kickoff. Anthony will immediately send that into the corner as the Mustangs look to get offensive possession. A little bit of a tipped hit for him, but it's back onto the Mustang side of things. They go off the wall. Ethan able to send it upfield. Tucker gonna hit that ball. His first hit in a playoff series. And immediately Daytona State trying to get in the faces of the Mustangs. Anthony able to get a beautiful 50 as he'll send that ball upfield. He'll be able to stall it past and give the ball over to Tucker, who gives it over to Ethan. Ethan gets it up against the back wall. He goes for the second hit, unable to do it. A non-hit from the Falcons is incredible. Ethan now with the possession gets it off the wall to send back upfield. Anthony's going to be the Mustang to turn on it, but Ethan spawns right in the way. Ethan able to hit it up. Tucker and Anthony combined for a 50 upfield. Tucker, 34 boost, makes his way towards the ball. Unable to get a good hit there, but Anthony will. It goes up against that back wall and right back down. Tucker frees up in that goal, but Ethan unable to shoot it on goal. Ball sent right back down to Anthony. Anthony hits it up towards the net. It's off into the corner. Ethan there to receive it, sent back to Tucker. Tucker sends it across. The Daytona Falcons are there to receive. The passing play upfield into the corner. Ethan gets the save. Now as that ball moves even further upfield, it goes up and down. Anthony able to prevent that ball from being hit onto the Mustang side. Tucker up against the back wall and hits off the corner. And Anthony there to receive the shot just off the left-hand side. Ethan keeps the Mustangs assault alive as it's sent back to Tucker. Tucker now brings it off that back little lip, and another miss from Daytona State as it's brought back upfield. Gives Ethan plenty of time. He sends it to Tucker. Tucker sends it right down, and an unfortunate save keeps this game scoreless through the first 2 minutes. Anthony hits that ball right back upfield, goes for the hit, unable to get it. Tucker sends it across. Ethan unfortunately rotates backwards, but he'll be up with the ball right now. Goes for a little bit of a fake hit there with no boost. He'll send it back to Tucker. As it's in the corner, Anthony now will be the next to get a touch on the ball. Daytona State will grab their first savior. 3 saves equals a savior as it goes back towards the net. Mustangs just barely able to keep it out of there. As they bring it even further back upfield, Anthony's going to have to make a quick turn on that ball, unable to do so. Daytona State will hit it in front of their net. Ethan looks to get there. Anthony able to get the save. Tucker also there. And unfortunately, the Daytona State Falcons able to break through the Mustangs' defensive ranks in order to grab the first goal of this game. 2:15 left on the clock. Mustangs revved up and ready to go. Kickoff goes back towards Anthony. Anthony immediately sends that thing towards the goal. Tucker, the next to receive. He takes the shot off the side. Nobody able to get there. Ethan collapses in on the ball, unable to do much there. Anthony gets a beautiful 50 as it's sent in front of the net. Tucker off the back wall to Ethan. Ethan with the shot. Ethan with the goal. And the Mustangs tie things up with 1:54 seconds on the clock. Took them only 19 seconds to score and tie things up against the Daytona State Falcons. And with just under 2 minutes to play here, both teams vying for any type of room. Anthony able to keep it away from the Mustangs' net, but another shot brings it into the corner, and the passing play is completed. Daytona State once again finds themselves up by 1, 1:47 on the clock. Tucker went for the save in the corner, but it was just outside of it. That's what gave Daytona State that opportunity there. But they're going to grab an opportunity right back. Anthony grabs the ball. The fake. The shot. Oh, my God. The Mustangs are definitely going to be happy about that one. Tucker gets a beautiful shot. It's Ethan with the actual goal there. I apologize. And Ethan showing off some incredible one skill in order to get that fake off. You know that Daytona State is going to be boiling about that one as they look to get back into it immediately. Anthony sends it right back upfield. Ethan unable to get a shot on it. Anthony will be able to get a shot on it and a nice little hit. Ethan will be the next to rotate on that ball as he'll take the shot towards the net up against the backboard. As it goes back down, Anthony will be the one. He'll take another shot off the left-hand side. And Ethan once again will try to receive. So he'll grab a late hit off the wall. Tucker will try to get there. And Daytona State once again able to capitalize on the Mustangs being a little bit awkward in front of that front net. With just over 1 minute remaining in this game, Daytona now leads 3-2. And the Mustangs are going to look to get back into this one just as quick as they were before. With a nice little kickoff play here. Anthony sends it to the offside for Daytona. Up against the back wall. Tucker's there. Oh, just barely. Ethan now with the shot, and it's just off the side as well. Anthony able to get a nice little late hit there, but with all 3 Falcons members there, they're going to go for it. Just under a minute now as Ethan grabs possession of the ball. Tries to grab it off the wall. Daytona State keeps it on the Mustang side of the field. Anthony now hits it back upfield towards the 50 line. Tucker will get there next. Once again, these Falcons are able to keep the Mustangs in line. As Anthony goes for it, no one able to get a touch. It's sent upfield to Anthony, but unfortunately not able to get there in time. Daytona finds themselves up by 2. And an unfortunate pinch there by Anthony forces that ball back into the Mustangs' net. Anthony able to send it all the way back upfield. Tip hit brings it into the corner towards Ethan. Ethan unable to get a shot off. Tucker will get a 50. Anthony's going to look to get the next touch on ball, followed by Ethan. The pinch play brings it over towards Tucker, who gets a nice little 50 out of it, as the Daytona State team will look to grow their lead. The pinch from the Mustang brings it upfield, but unfortunately that's going to do it for Game 1. Daytona takes a 1-0 lead over the Mustangs. Really what that came down to was a couple of really lucky goals out of the Daytona State-based team. A great job nonetheless. Both the Mustangs ready to get back into it. Daytona State also ready to get back into it. Move over to the studio as we wait for that game to kind of recycle over. But the Mustangs just unfortunately not able to get the offensive possessions that they wanted here in Game 1. Now we saw it towards that 2-minute warning mark where the Mustangs were able to grab some momentum. They grabbed a couple of goals off of Daytona State, but unfortunately some mistakes on the rotational side of the defensive end led to a couple of really nice goals from Daytona State, and the icing on the top from them, a pinch goal, including Anthony. Just an unfortunate 50 there, but it's actually, just an amazing thing from this Daytona State Falcons team as they'll look to extend their lead. This is a best 3 out of 5 series like we've seen during the regular season. The Mustangs definitely ready to get back into things as we'll get right back over to it for Game 2. The Mustangs are going to look to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more stable on their defensive rotations. Meanwhile, the Falcons looking to extend their lead to 2. 5 minutes of Rocket League coming at you right about now. And that ball stalled in the middle. No one able to get there. Ethan will be the next one. The stall brings it all the way back to Anthony. Anthony brings it upfield, but unfortunately, the Falcons go for the shot. Tucker brings it forward to Ethan. Ethan brings it all the way upfield to the Daytona State Falcons corner. Mustangs look to keep it there for a little bit longer as Anthony able to get a nice little shot off and a nice little 50. He'll bring it over to Ethan, but Ethan beats to the ball. Tucker all the way back as he'll look to get it past as many of these Daytona State members as possible. One to beat. He beats him. The flick, the goal. And this is exactly what I was talking about. These Mustangs can be so powerful in transition, but those offensive rotations, when they continuously rotate back onto offense, it really screws up the defensive rotations for the other team and gave Tucker that clear path to his first goal in the postseason. Right now, the Mustangs look to extend their lead to 2, and Anthony will do it for them. This is what Tucker helps bring to that team, to this Mustangs lineup. That aggression out of him, that ability to see the bump play forming, going for the bump over ball in that scenario is the exact right thing to do, and he does it. The Mustangs now with a lead of 2, with about 30 seconds taken off the clock. As Tucker now looks to bring it even further upfield. He's helped with 2 goals here in Game 2. As that ball is hit right back onto the Mustang side of things, Ethan brings it back up to the 50 line. Falcons there to respond. So is Tucker, who's unable to get a hit. But it works out a little bit better for Anthony. Mustangs now have it on the offensive end. As it's hit in and out of the corner, Tucker able to bring it in front of that net with a little bit of a bump. Anthony goes for it. It's stopped by the Falcons. Ethan now with the ball brings it up that sideline into the corner. Tucker trying to bring it across net for Ethan. Ethan unable to get there. Falcons pass it upfield. Ethan able to stop it dead in their tracks. Now that he's got it in the corner, goes for a little bit of a slow play there, but a Falcon is there to receive. Anthony now gets a nice little hit, keeps it on the offensive end. The Mustangs have been done a lot better job of keeping that ball on the offensive end here in Game 2 as the 50 goes up and down. Anthony brings it back onto the Falcons side. As he's going to play this ball slowly, the Mustangs controlling the tempo here. Even as he's bumped, Ethan is going to go from the pass for Tucker. Ball hit all the way back. Anthony is there, but the ball's going up and down in front of that net. It's stalled. Ethan brings it back up for Anthony. Anthony with the shot, and the Falcons able to get a nice little save there. Mustangs in transition. Ethan gets it back towards Anthony. Anthony looking to hit it upfield. Tucker able to send it upfield. The Falcons right there with it as they start their first true offensive possession of this game. And the Mustangs put an end to it just as quickly as it started. Anthony goes upfield for the 50. It's stalled towards the 50 line. The Falcons are going to get there first. Tucker goes for it. He'll be able to grab it. Now as that ball's hit towards the net, Anthony brings it upfield. Tucker goes for it as well. The redirect, unable to get anything done. Tucker goes for a failing 50, unable to get there. Ball stopped at the midline. Ethan goes for it. It gets stopped, but Tucker is there. The solo possession play does not go his way. As it's brought back upfield once again by the Falcons. The Mustangs looking for a little bit of breathing room here. And Ethan able to grant it to them up against the back wall. It's stalled at the top. Tucker goes for it, unable to grab it. Anthony all the way back for the Mustangs. Brings it up and down. The next one to beat from the Falcons. We'll be able to beat him there. As that ball so close to the Mustangs net. They're still up by 2 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Anthony looking to extend that as he sends it back to Tucker. Tucker brings it up forwards. Ethan not able to get there in time. And I have spoken far too soon. The lead brought down to 1. Mustangs still lead with 1:13 on the clock. 2-1. And here we go. That ball sent right back to Ethan, who's going to take some solo possession out of it. But unfortunately, they see that coming. They get above him, and we now have a tie game with 1 minute and 8 seconds left on the clock. And Ethan went for a nice little hit here. And really what it came down to was the Daytona Falcons' ability to read what he was going to do, and they were able to grab it. Up against the back corner for the Mustangs, as they're in a little bit of a dangerous position here. Ethan takes another solo possession, and unfortunately the shot will be deflected from the Falcons. Anthony, though, looking to get the Mustangs right back in it on the offensive end. Tucker sends it back into the corner. Ethan goes for the 50 off the back wall. Anthony not going to be the next to get there, but that bump sends the ball right back to the Mustangs. Anthony sends it upfield. The Falcons able to receive. The Mustangs sending it right back on the offensive end. Anthony goes for the shot. It's up and down right in front of the net. No one able to get there in time. Tucker grabs a demo on the way back as Ethan pirouettes his way into that ball. Tucker able to get a little bit of a hit, but it's up and down in front of the Mustangs net. 20 seconds now on the clock as neither team wants this to go to an overtime. As it's sent back into the corner. The Falcons go upfield. The demo is going to give the Daytona State Falcons the lead. And with 10 seconds on the clock, Daytona State is going to look to put the nail in the coffin for this second game. It is a best 3 out of 5, but putting themselves in a match point position is not what the Mustangs want here tonight. Ethan looking to put a stop to that. It's up and down. 3, 2, 1. It's taken out of the net. It's still in the air, but with nobody there to receive, the Mustangs will fall to 2-0 against this charging Daytona State Falcons roster. And unfortunately there, what it came down to, lost the momentum at the end, gave up a couple of crucial goals when it mattered the most. And great use of demos is what really gave Daytona State the lead there, as they were able to just bump around the Mustangs. And it's what puts them in a match point position right now against the Mustangs. The Mustangs lose this game. That is it for their season. It's obviously not what we want here tonight, but the Mustangs are going to have to put in 3 incredible games in order to bring this back if they want to face off against other teams in the NJCAAE playoffs. This is the only league that we're still in, so it's down to this. This will not be the last game of Rocket League. The Mustangs want to make sure of that. And here we go with Game 3. Mustangs ready. The Daytona State Falcons also ready. They want to end things here. The Mustangs want to get this party started. 5 minutes of Rocket League coming at you right about now. The Mustangs able to bring it back upfield, but stopped immediately by the Daytona State Falcons. Tucker able to hit that ball, but Ethan nowhere close to it. Ball hit cross field. The Falcons able to pass it. Ethan gets a nice little hit on it to bring it up the sideline yet again. Anthony with the shot, and they're able to get there just in time. Ethan is demoed. That ball goes up and down. Tucker grabs control, looking for the shot. It's off the wall. Anthony looks to get there, unable to do it. Ethan looks to get there. He will not be able to get a touch. And Anthony and Tucker double commit, sends it over towards Ethan. Ethan forced to go up for it, but not able to come down with it. Anthony sends it right back upfield, and the Falcons stop it at the 50 line. The shot saved by Tucker. So look to bring it back upfield. A nice shot from him as it's sent into the corner. Anthony, the next Mustang to get a shot there. Tucker goes for it off the backboard. And Anthony will get there for the shot just off the corner. As Tucker waits on it, he'll send it over to Ethan. Falcons there in tow. So they go for the passing play, unable to make it happen. The Mustangs have an open net. They'll take advantage, and they'll take the lead in Game 3. 3:34 left on the clock. The Mustangs start things off once again in Game 3, just as they did in Game 2. As Tucker able to grab a good kickoff for the Mustangs, but the Falcons look to take control. Nobody's there, but they missed the goal. Anthony now has one to beat. He'll get it past one. He's not able to get it past his man. He'll go for the 50. Tucker unable to get the shot. He was really anticipating Anthony able to get up for that 50. Unable to get up in time himself as he was on his way back to the net. And with 3:17 on the clock, the Mustangs find themselves tied with the Falcons. Anthony trying to get a shot off, unable to do it. Tucker brings it upfield to Anthony. Anthony with the shot just off the left-hand side. Tucker sees it happening on that corner, unable to get there as it's sent to the other side of the field. Anthony gets there in time, steals the boost, and that ball is sent into the Mustangs' corner for Tucker to receive. Unable to get the read. Ethan unable to get the read either. Anthony able to send it up towards Ethan. Ethan with the shot just off the left-hand side. Tucker sends it to Anthony. Anthony with the shot just off the right-hand side now. We saw these passing plays out of the Mustangs. They looked rather good, but unfortunately there, Tucker goes for a couple of bumps. It's going to be in vain, though, as Anthony goes for a couple of bumps. Ethan unable to get there. Tucker now looks to keep the offensive momentum rolling with Ethan now bringing it up the sideline. The bump is going to be, oh my God, it's not going to go in. Tucker looks to grab it, and he'll be unable to get it in. Just off those corners, which has really been plaguing the Mustangs here in the first 3 games of this series. But they're able to keep the offensive pressure going. Ethan able to send it out. The Falcons sent it around off the backboard, and it's sent back upfield as Ethan gets yet another demo. Anthony going to go for the 50, unable to get there in time. Tucker able to get the bump. It gives Ethan a lot of time before that 50. Anthony goes for the redirect. It's going to be a little slow there from the Falcons, but they're going to be able to get there in time. Ball sent back to Anthony. Anthony sends it off the left-hand side of that net. Down towards Anthony. Anthony with the score with 1:32 on the clock. The Mustangs extend their lead back up to 1, breaking this tie. It's exactly what you want to see out of the Mustangs. A couple of really, really, really close shots off the left, off the right, and Anthony finally able to put it center mass. But this could be bad for the Mustangs, but Tucker showing his defensive prowess able to keep it out of the Mustangs net for now. And Anthony able to do so once again. It's up against the backboard. And Tucker once again able to just barely tip it out there. Mustangs trying to take it out of this transitional period as Tucker grabs his first save here in the playoffs. Ethan able to bring it back into the Mustangs corner. He'll look to bring it upfield. The shot saved by Anthony. 1 minute remains in this game as Tucker sends it to Anthony. Anthony unable to do anything with it as it's just off that left-hand side. They'll be able to bring it right in. Once again, a tie game. The Mustangs never shored up those defensive rotations. Tucker so close to that ball, but he shouldn't have to be reaching for it in the first place. Now with 51 seconds left on the clock, 2-2, we got a tie game on our hands. Mustangs bring it back upfield as Ethan gets a demo. He's unable to keep it away from the Mustangs net as Anthony booms it upfield. That ball sent right down to Tucker, who goes for the shot off the backboard as Anthony able to get a 50 off the ceiling. As it's sent back into the corner, we see Tucker going over for it. He'll send it back to Anthony, but they're able to read it. Ethan sends it back, but unfortunately with 23 seconds left on the clock, the Mustangs find themselves yet again down by 1. And the Falcons able to capitalize on that transitional period out of the Mustangs as they look to put an end to their season. 23 seconds left. The stall over to Ethan as he gets hit by Anthony. Anthony grabs that ball in the corner with now 15 seconds left. Tucker goes for it. The stall as it's sent over. Ethan is going to be one looking for it, not able to grab anything there. Come on, Mustangs. The shot. It's in. The Mustangs bring it to overtime at 0 seconds. And the Mustangs bring it to a 3-all. Anthony with a stellar shot keeps the Mustangs season alive as we go to overtime. And the stall there goes to Tucker. Ethan looks for it, unable to grab it. The Falcons are the stall in the mid. Ethan now grabs it. It's sent over to Tucker. Tucker sends it upfield. The 50's not going to go his way. It's going to be in front of that net for the Mustangs. Tucker looks to get there. And unfortunately, the Daytona State Falcons in 3 games have ended the Mustang season here in the NJCAAE. And not what we wanted out of the Mustangs here tonight. Their season ends right here. The Daytona State Falcons played an incredibly strong game against the Mustangs. And in that overtime, brought up by Anthony, just unfortunately no one in front of goal there in order to get the shot off. And that is going to be the end of the Rocket League season for this Mustangs team. Very unfortunate end to the season there. And yeah, there's nothing more to say than that. Unfortunately, the Mustangs caught out a lot on transition as well as on the defensive end. The rotations kind of getting jumbled around, causing what unfortunately was their defeat at the hands of the Daytona State Falcons. That is going to be it for their season. We're going to see that is going to be the end to the Mustang season. I'm just communicating with the team. It doesn't look like we're going to be doing an interview here tonight, but a great season nonetheless from the Mustangs. 2 losses in the regular season, both to the Lackawanna Falcons, but unfortunately, when it came down to it against this Daytona State team, Mustangs unable to grab the win. That is going to do it for our final Rocket League stream of the semester. Definitely a sad note to end it on, considering how things ended last season, but we will be back better than ever next season. But a great game nonetheless. Please give it up for your roster, for Tucker, for Anthony, for Ethan, for everyone that has played Rocket League this semester as a Mustang. A great game all nonetheless. But unfortunately, that's going to be it. Join us here tomorrow at 5:30 as our League of Legends team completes their, I believe they got 1 or 2 games left in their regular season, but that will be their game tomorrow. Our Overwatch 2 team will be going off against the #1 team next week on Tuesday, so join us for that. And their regular season in the NJCAAE on Wednesdays as well. But unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here tonight. No interview tonight. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your night. And if you're just here for Rocket League, have yourselves a wonderful rest of the semester. And we hope to see you back in the fall when Rocket League returns. Have a great night.